PewPewNationTV, we finally did it. Enjoy. PewPewNationTV, welcome guys. Welcome back to the program. Glad you guys are here today. Today we're kicking off Galco versus BGL, in other words, Bitterroot Gun Leather. Going to be doing a little bit of a review today on a product that a good friend of mine makes, which is called Bitterroot Gun Leather, right? This guy, Caleb Kohler, he is an absolute master artisan and craftsman when it comes to making leather holsters and some other, leather products also as well. For example, this really nifty leather Bitterroot Gun Leather, coaster. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah, I like it too, right? So why comparisons today, right? Between Galco, which is a fantastic holster maker. They're really good. This is not a bashing contest against them, by the way. All I want to do is just make a simple comparison of this little guy right here, okay, which is a Galco 1911 holster. We're going to be talking about the 1911 today, all right? And this is their executive series, which is a very good holster. I'm not going to tell you that it's not. It is a good made holster, but it is mass produced, okay? These are not one person sitting behind a bench, handcrafting these things together. They're just not. Although it is a good quality holster, I'm not saying it's not. There are some shortfalls that, when you compare it to Bitterroot Gun Leather and what Caleb makes, it's very hard to compare. Now, this particular one here is for a 5-inch 1911, which I'm going to show you here in a second. It is a good holster, like I said. This one here has one of my favorite cants to carry, which is known as an FBI cant. Okay, it is not straightforward. Okay, it has the actual cant. And you can see here where your belt loops are, which are for 1.5-inch belt loops size, and you see how it's got this angle to it. Okay, why? Well, when you're sitting inside a truck or your car, for that matter, and you're carrying, a 5-inch 1911, which is a big boy. Okay, which I'm going to show you here just in a second. You want to be comfortable. Okay, you don't want this thing pinching you. You don't want it, sticking you in places that are very uncomfortable, especially when you're driving. All right, and that's what the angle of this FBI cant prevents you from getting as much as possible. I'm not going to say it's 100%, but it's very close, and it is comfortable to wear this while you are driving. Okay, it just is because of the angle. Again, now let's take a look at the 1911, which I am not going to review today. This is one of my customs that I just had recently built, and I'm going to be doing a full-length review on this also, and talking about the gentleman that actually put this together for me, but that's not today. Today we're going to talk about Caleb Kohler, and we're going to talk about Bitterroot Gun Leather, and we're going to be talking about the 1911 holster, as I said. So here, as you can see, this is my Springfield Armory Garrison, okay, 1911, that was completely remade and redone recently. It is brand spanking new. All right, so first we're going to do a safety check before we continue. There is no magazine in here, as you can see. Okay, I'm going to clear it. And we show clear. Okay, there is no, as you can tell here, there are no bullets in here. All right, so it's totally safe to handle. All right, so that being said, I am going to go ahead now and show you what I like about this and the things that I don't like about it. All right, so we are going to go ahead and put this 1911 inside the Galco Executive Series holster. And you see how nice this thing looks, right? It looks really good. It covers the trigger guard, okay, as it should, okay? It exposes just a little bit over here where your magazine release is, but it's really not a problem. Okay, it's not a problem where you're accidentally going to hit this thing and pop this magazine out because of the way that this is here, which I do like also as well, which is how your belt goes into the belt loops. It's crafted and it's bent in these angles to prevent and keep this clear. All right, but be mindful of this anyway. You want to make sure that you have good coverage over the magazine ejection button just in case. All right, so you got to be mindful of a lot of things, especially when you're carrying, but that's common sense. All right. This actually does pretty well for, holding a very heavy pistol, okay? I'm putting my hand here just in case it happens to pop out because you never know, but as you can see, it holds it very, very well for being a very heavy pistol. Again, this is not to bash Galco, but where are the pitfalls on this holster? And I'll go ahead and tell you, let's put this bad boy back here for a second, is the threading on this, I feel, in my opinion, could be a lot better, okay? The threading on here is not as thick as you would normally see. Let's see if I can get you a little bit close up here where you can see where the threading is. Right there. Okay. It's not as thick or as wide between the stitches as, you would be accustomed to seeing. Okay. And I'm going to do a contrast here with Bitterroot's holster in just a moment. The other thing is most holster makers, when you order something like this, you would like to see, especially in my opinion, is instead of single stitching, you want to see double stitching. Now, of course, you're probably going to have to pay a little bit more for that, but this was not an option that was available to me to select from at the time of purchasing this holster. All right. And the only reason why I purchased this holster is, like I said, I've had Galco products before. They are good. I'm not saying anything bad about them, but after being exposed to Bitterroot Gun Leather's holsters and what Caleb makes, man, let me tell you, there is no comparison. All right. The quality, the craftsmanship, you can basically a la carte with him. What you want, how you want it, colors, stitching. You can just go crazy, okay, and order things from him how exactly you want it, how you plan on carrying. He's going to ask you a lot of questions also as well, okay? Now, aside from the holster itself, what is another very, very important thing you need to consider when purchasing any holster for that matter, not just leather, whether it's Kydex or, one of these, what they call the Sticky Pete holsters also as well. You got to be mindful of one important factor, and that is your belt. Okay, your belt is probably one of the most important ingredients in your carry apparel. You got to have a very, very thick, sturdy holster. I don't mean like thick, okay? You want to get it on, obviously, but you know what I mean? You don't want a belt that is very, very flimsy or very flexible where your holster is going to be dancing around or it's going to be hanging off your pants like this, when you have your pistol in it or your revolver for that matter, especially if it's a bigger one. You want something that's going to be very sturdy, something that is going to keep this bad boy in its place and also around your body. All right. Belts are very, very important. You have to make sure you have a good quality holster belt. All right. There's a lot of people out there that make them, a lot of companies. Caleb, however, Bitterroot Gun Leather, again, his belts are one-offs. He will go ahead and craft this belt to your specifications, how you want it. Sometimes he'll get a little crazy and he'll throw his own little added flavor of design in there, which I take nothing away from that because, man, they are amazingly beautiful. And you're going to see some here in a little while because I'm going to be putting some stuff out there picture-wise so you guys can see it in the video. The other thing that I can tell you about this also as well is the simple fact that, the finish is another item of mine that I was very curious about. And you'll see here how you have the indents in the holster. Okay. I'm going to grab my little pen here to show you. Okay. Your ejection port here. Okay. Where your pistol goes. Also for your trigger guard, you got to notice one thing as well. You see how you have indentations here. Very, very important also as well. You got to make sure that this actually does its job and it covers. All right. Here is the release pin. Cover also as well, the detent or the notch, whatever you want to call it. It's right there and it's laid out very, very nicely. Galco did a very, very good job as far as putting this this particular holster together. Okay. Now you may be asking, okay, Armando, well, if you like it so much, why are you sitting here and talking about Bitterroot Gun Leather? Good question. I am currently, Caleb right now, I have an order in with him for a custom built holster, which has this FBI cant. All right, for the 1911. It's on order. Here's the thing though. You got to wait. You got to wait a little bit. And that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. He is a one-man show. All right. But his work is well worth waiting on. Believe me, it is well worth waiting on. I have currently right now about 7 of his pieces that he's done for me. Okay. Which are going to be reviewed later on in future videos because each one is made specific to a specific firearm. Okay. So I just don't want to throw all of these together right now. Today is the 1911. But I'm telling you, I can't demonstrate, an FBI can't, Bitterroot Gun Leather 1911 holster right now because it's currently being made. And I have to wait. But when it comes in, stay tuned, and I'll be putting a future video, okay, on that specific build. But right now, hey guys, if you're getting value out of the video, do me a favor. You can see it on the streamer running below here at the bottom. You know, share and subscribe to the channel. Very, very grateful for all you guys that have done so already. But in order to take advantage of future videos that are going to be coming out rapidly, okay, and getting a really, really good lesson on anything that PewPewNationTV is going to be putting out there, as far as gear reviews, as far as 2A news, as far as another segment I'm going to be doing on Fridays, not yet. It's going to be coming soon. I will put announcements out there of when this is happening, of Freedom Fridays. Okay, Freedom News Fridays is what it's going to be. And basically, we're just going to see what's happening in the 2A world, stories, news, broadcasts that are out there, and doing some reactions to that. All right, so please like, share, subscribe. I have Buy Me a Coffee out there. Patreon is going to be coming up pretty soon, where you can go ahead and support the channel, and it will be very greatly appreciated. All right, so let's continue now. Now, here is one holster that Caleb made for me, which this is basically my range holster, right? So when you go to the range, you know, you want to have something obviously outside the waistband, you know, where you want to put your pistol in, take it out, but you need something that's going to be quick, especially if you're competing or you're shooting steel, you know, you're in a match, right? So you want something like this. And this is his version of the Artist Series, okay, of a 1911 holster, full length, in other words, 5-inch, that was made for me by him. And just look at this bad boy. Look at the colors on this thing, huh? That is gorgeous. That is just a work of art. Look at the inside of the lining of this. That is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to spin it around here very slowly so you can appreciate the beauty of this thing. And there he is. He puts his initials on this thing, the year it was made. So yeah, 2022, this is new. Here's what I wanted to point out. Check this out. Look at the stitching. Remember me talking about the stitching before, right? Look at the difference between the two. I'm going to hold these side by side. All right. Look at the difference in the thickness of the stitching of the thread, okay, here as opposed to here. All right. Bigger thread, better stitching, better quality. All right. The next thing I want to point out on here is your adjustment knobs are here. You basically can loosen or you can tighten up towards the muzzle of your firearm on this, just to give you a little bit more stickiness. Now, this is not your type of holster that you want to carry with you when you're out in public, okay? Because why? Because of the retention. This is strictly, and I'm going to demonstrate here now. Again, I'm going to take the 1911, and I'm going to go ahead and put this bad boy in here, and here's how it fits, okay? Now, when you have this around your waist, okay, and you have, you know, your belt through here, obviously, yes, it's going to fit very nicely. It's going to be nice and snug to your body, all right? But it's going to give you the ability, especially during competition, where you can go ahead and draw your firearm quickly out of here, all right? And then when you're done, you can actually just drop it right back in there again. Now, what's the problem? Why don't you want to carry this when you're out there in public? Okay, well, very simple. It's just resting in place. It's just there and it's snug a little bit. But if I turn this around, all right, it does have the ability of sliding out because this is not made to go out there and carry. All right, this is simply to go to the range, have fun with it, but you're out there and your friends are all jelly because you got this beautiful carry piece made out of leather all right, that you can run around with, you know, you can draw, you can shoot at your targets and stuff like that and have just a fabulous time. But they're all jealous because you have a Bitterroot gun leather holster out of keyword leather, not Kydex. Not that there's anything wrong with Kydex, but leather, man, just ups your game. That's all I can tell you about that. All right. So I have fun with this. This was absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Caleb, again. Check the links in the description down below for Bitterroot Gun Leather. Okay. Check him out. Look at his artwork that he puts out there when it comes to custom quality holsters. Hit him up. Just know he's on Facebook. His webpage is a Facebook page. You can message him, send him a message, tell him that Armando from PewPewNationTV sent you. Okay. Guys, I'm telling you right now, it is well worth the money. Good question. So how much do one of these bad boys cost? Well, I can tell you that the Galco, it's about a Benjamin. Okay. Not that big a deal. Depending on what you order and what you get from him, okay, how you want it, where you want to carry, things like that, your material, you can get it done in leather, alligator, shark skin. I mean, he can do anything at all that you want, okay? Customs, all right? This is an artist series. He basically builds artist series. He'll put them out on his website. He'll tell you what model firearm he's making these for. And then you just got to be quick on the draw, excuse the pun, and bid on it and say, hey, I want that, you know, and then put your order in. All right. These are very, very reasonable. I can't give you a price point like I can on the Galco because you can just go to their website and just, you know, pick a price for what it is that you want. However, these, remember, are customs. Okay. These are one-offs. There are no two like them. They may be similar, but each one has its own characteristics. All right. He'll tell you how much they are, but they are very, very reasonable for what you're getting and the quality. You know, how thick the leather is compared to how thin this is over here is something else also as well. You can tell. Okay. And the feel in the hand is just, you know, you've got quality here. You've got a Lamborghini here versus, I don't know, maybe an American sports car. Not that there's nothing wrong with it, but you get the drift, right? Bitterroot Gun Leather, guys. Check him out. Again, links are going to be in the description down below. Make sure you hit him up. Check out his gear. You know, and like I said, tell him Armando from Pew Pew Nation sent you. All right. And he will go ahead and take your order, and just know, get a time frame from him more or less on what your wait time is going to be. I have actually waited sometimes up to, I'm going to say like 18 months to get, or not 18 months, sorry, my bad, 8 months to get one, but it's well worth the investment and well worth the wait. Okay. So please check him out. Again, the description's down below. Once again, was glad to have you guys here today. If you're getting value out of this, do me a favor, please. Again, just go ahead and click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And we will catch you on the next one. Take care.